Good morning or afternoon. It's probably close to 12 o'clock by now. Hey, all day. It's Tuesday. I start off doing a cob this morning. That corn and deal cob that I had from Missouri Meerschaum. It had a long stem on it. Originally comes with a slight bent, the bent stem to it, which gave it really kind of a weird feel. So I put a shorter but a straight stem on it. Worked good for a church warden. But the recent couple of fails from some of the pipes that I built that I deemed had too many mistakes in them. One being church warden that I made. I took that stem, put on this thing's long now. I start off with some early morning. I put some Airmore in it, smoke that. Then put some Old Toby, some Bombay, forget what they call it now, in it. Smoked nicely. And decided I want to do a video, but this is an Oom Paul, and they got inscribed on Uncle Paul. It's Israeli made, so they took Oom Paul and they translated it to what, Uncle Paul, but still an Oom Paul. And it's briar, Israeli briar. Well, Mediterranean briar. But it's good smoke. And when they drilled it past the drill into the bowl, and they created similar to a system pipe on it. I love an Oom Paul. I heard a couple guys talking, well, they can't understand sitting on your chin. That's the beauty of it. Really, Oom Paul really cuts down the slight pry on your teeth. It hangs far more comfortably in the mouth. Than any other pipe design that I know of. Smoke's very nice. Anyway. The rest of this video is going to be for people that don't watch my videos. So I don't think they watch my videos. So y'all may have to share it to folks. What is for the left? Folks on that side of the world today. And I want to start off with talking about natural law, what natural law is. Natural law is that which God puts inside you when you're created. That spark inside of you that you know something is wrong. For instance, murder. Murder's wrong. Stealing's wrong. Abuse is wrong. Sexual perversion. Which you feel and know is wrong. Right off the bat. Now, with that, let me start my message. Now let's start off. I'm not attacking. I'm not attacking you. I just want to pose a question. Aren't you tired? Think about this. And this came about when I was working ANO, Arkansas Nuclear One. I had the night off. I was working night shift. So automatically, sleep during the day, you get up. Your breakfast is everyone else's dinner. Go out and get some nice big breakfast, usually involving fried catfish, fried whatever, or baked whatever, it's a dinner. And then you go see a movie or what have you. You still have to stay up pretty late because you want to get plenty of sleep, but you don't want to mess up your sleep. So I'd go for walks all the time. And I'm walking back to the motel I'm staying in. There's this fella. I've seen him, I've noticed him around the town I was in. And he was a sexually confused individual. Apparently he was prostituting himself. He come riding up to me. Obviously a guy with makeup and all the rest of it on, riding this BMX bicycle. I'm walking up into the motel, heading to my room, and he rides up and goes, "Hi." I just looked over at him, and I could see deep down inside of him, he was tired. Not physically tired, but spiritually, emotionally tired. And I looked at him, I said, aren't you tired of living like this? Of course, automatically I got rode off. But I believe I planted a seed. To the left, you know, natural deep inside of you, that abortion is murder. I know I just lost 2/3 of you right there, but abortion is murder. It goes against the natural law that is even inside of you. No matter how much you scream and how much you protest, that somehow you're right, which it's not. Murder is murder. Next subject. Those who are sexually confused. With all this alphabet soup of descriptions. Being gay, queer, bisexual, lesbian, all of this goes against the natural law that God put inside of you. And you know it. You're writhing against it. You're fighting against it. You're screaming, everything else. Truth is truth. Well, that's your truth. My truth is, no, there's only one truth. That is natural truth, God's law. The natural law that he put on your heart, on your soul. I'm not attacking. I want to help you with this. Now, this video reaches 1 or 2 people. It helps them. Then it's well worth my effort. But let me throw a challenge your way. And don't go into these places showing her ass, protesting what I said. But go into, I challenge you, go into a Catholic church, go into an Orthodox church. Don't, like I said, don't be showing your ass, but go in and just sit down and breathe. Listen or just look. Meditate, what have you. I will state that you will probably, if you go in there not trying to fight, but go in there and just listen. Listen to the Spirit of God. Listen to the Theotokos to Mary. Listen to the saints. Even if you're the only person there, just go in, sit down. Even in the Orthodox churches, Rocourt church and stuff like that, there's usually benches along the walls. Just go and sit down. Even if you profess to not believe in God, just go and sit down. Eventually, you will feel moved to at least want to have a chat with them. Just sit, talk. That's all. That's my challenge to you. Turn away from these abominations that you're involved in. I'm not saying that hate. I will say that God does not hate sinners. Christ does not hate sinners. They do hate the sin that you're doing, that you're involved in. So, it kind of reminds me of a story I heard. There was an Orthodox church. I don't know if it was Rocourt or Jose or what. Or Antiochian, I don't know, I just know it was an Orthodox church. And there's this young girl, young, probably in her 20s. And she was a prostitute. And she had been starting to really pay attention to that natural law within her. I don't know if she's had abortions, I don't know all that. But she was dressed scantily because that's all she had, that's all she knew, that's all she wore. And she saw this in this area she worked, this Orthodox church. And she was walking by one day when they were having liturgy. And she decided finally to go in. And she walked in. She wasn't raising hell or anything. She wasn't being anything. She just walked in because she's being guided there. And at this, when the priest saw her in her miniskirt, dressed as a prostitute, he went down there and he chewed her ass and threw her out. It was wrong on him. Once she left, he turned around and the Theotokos herself appeared in front of him and just reamed his ass. She said, do you know how hard I have been working and praying to get her into this church and you just ran her out? The priest learned his lesson. He got a bitch slap from the greatest of all saints. Go into a church, sit down. And if you say, well, I might start crying, then cry. I cry often while I'm praying the rosary. It's one reason why I wanted to put a tassel on the end of my rosary to wipe my tears. Quite often I break down crying when I pray the rosary. I'm praying for my late wife. I'm praying for my daughter. I'm praying for friends and family who had gone on. I'm praying for friends and family and folk here. I'm praying for my worst enemies, my worst enemy. No, quite often I break down crying. So don't, if you break down crying, good. You know what that means? That means that you are feeling. Okay? You've committed sins. I've committed sins. We all have. Anyone who says that swears up and down they ain't never committed no sin. Let's start with that one, the sin of lying. Okay? Go in, sit down. Just sit there quietly. That's my challenge to you. Don't be an ass. Don't start protesting or don't let the demons guide your judgment and your behavior when you step into that church. And yeah, their demons do go into churches. They're there. They can get in. But more heavily are the saints, more heavily are angels, more heavily is the Theotokos in Christ himself. In fact, the body, blood, and divinity of Christ physically is in every Orthodox and Catholic church. So when you go in there, keep in mind that you're before Christ. Just sit down, listen. That's all. Anyways, that's all I got today. I'm going to finish this last bowl in my Oom Paul and see if I can get nicotine OD. I won't. But I will be pretty quiet mind today. I'm going to go out on the bike. Anyways, but I just wanted to hit that with you. Oh, by the way, that back there, that is the prophet Samuel, Saint Samuel, who I took my name from. So, my Orthodox name. All right, y'all. God bless. Accept my challenge. Think about it. We'll talk to you later. God bless. Bye-bye.